attack is coming barely 1 year after the Kaduna train attack. What would think that after the highly publicized abduction on the Kaduna Way, that there were train stations across the country? But you heard the police spokesman saying that if the policemen who were supposed to be there weren't there at the time of the attack, then they have questions to answer.
Yeah, beautiful expression there, and I hope that is done proactively this time around, because in criminology, the mindset of criminals is to hit by surprise. So with what happened between Kaduna and Abuja on the 28th of March 2022, and the discussions around the need to install surveillance equipment in the ecosystem of our rail transportation in Nigeria, much more could have been done, because it appears that this last attack took place in a very porous manner, that the kidnappers were almost unchallenged. You see, and it should not be so. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. You see, we are expected to have gone beyond where we are right now, because the terrorists, let's call them who they are out to intimidate, create fear, collect ransom. I have read the report that they're asking for about 620 million naira ransom, about 20 million for each person. And now some have been rescued. They collected ransom when they kidnapped the passengers between Abuja and Kaduna, apart from those that they killed. And all the adopted citizens were rescued in court. But was any of the terrorists arrested? That's the question. So if they successfully carried out the Abuja-Kaduna operation, then you expect them to look elsewhere. They are here for business.
Are you drawing a correlation between the two? Are you saying it's possible it's the same people involved?
We are discussing the rail system in the country now, so we can bring that precedent to bear. And I must appreciate the public relations officer telling us about community policing. And at this point, I must commend Prince Demola Adegoroye, the Minister of State for Transportation. He has come up through his office with what is called the Host Community Committee. It's a community relations tool in public relations to ensure that the people in the rail transportation in Nigeria, where their facilities are domiciled, collaborate with them. You see, to ensure that we have sufficient security. And having said that now, it brings us to a point. This is a national infrastructure that we have boasted so much about. Then should we leave it porous to attackers?
Okay.
So these are great questions. Should we leave it porous to attackers? Or are we saying that security is not necessary to have an efficient rail transportation in the country? Look at the economic damage the nation has suffered for suspending the operations between Abuja and Kaduna for so many months. So we need to get serious. We need to get serious, really. And I hope that this time around, the abducted are rescued, and also that the kidnappers are arrested. I read a report, but I don't want to be too hasty. I read a report that one of the suspects had been arrested and is helping the police. I hope so, because if we create an impression that my president, whom I respect so much, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, a one-time military head of state, now executive president, cannot handle the insecurity in the country, it may create a perception of compromise. You see, and I will be particularly unhappy about this. If you go to the police angle, you talk about the firearms law. AK-47 is under the prohibited firearm. It's only the president that can issue a license. So there are several issues to discuss here. So why do we have proliferation of AK-47 in the hands of non-state actors? Not just that they are non-state actors, they are terrorists, killing people, kidnapping. It should not be. Section 14, subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. This is disturbing. Who knows where next we are going to have this? At a time it was Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Now it's Edo State. And like the public relations officer brilliantly mentioned also, Edo State had been relatively peaceful. So we are next. And we will come out to report, oh, banditry has diminished in Northeast. Yes, that is where it started. But is it now taking over the whole of the nation? Because I have not forgotten that Niger State governor came out that out of about 25 local government areas in the state, that to the government to become proactive. There is this Operation 1414, April 14, 2014. About 176 girls were kidnapped in Chibok. Not all of them have been released till now. In 2018, we have the Dapchi kidnapping, I think February 19 or so. Leah Sharibu is still there, and so on. In, I think, about 2 years after, we had the Kankara kidnapping, even in the state of my president, Katsina State. All right? And the Abuja train attack. So where are we going? And we've discussed so much about knowing where these kidnappers are, taking photographs with them, parading the sophisticated weapons they have. At a time, they brought down a fighter jet, reportedly. At a time, they desecrated the international airport premises in Kaduna. At a time, they even defiled part of the NDA premises. So what exactly is going on? Are we now saying that we have a pseudo-government that is parallel to the government that should ensure security and welfare of the people? This is really, really, and it does not portray us on the right side of global branding.
A lot of